London, and I am so glad to have you here for our Hey Disney Top 10. So, as hopefully some of you know, Hey Disney Top 10 is a recap podcast where we here at Happily Adventures After count down our top 10 in a specific area, whether it be Disney dining, a specific park, resorts, etc., etc. Well, today we're here to dive right into the top 10 perks of staying at Walt Disney World Resort. Because when you stay on Walt Disney World property, we know the magic never ends. I've seen those commercials so many times and I love them. Whether you're in a deluxe resort, a moderate retreat, or a value hotel room, you are going to enjoy each and every single thing that Walt Disney World Resort has to offer, from its unique charm and unique benefits to every location, as well as just the overall benefit of staying on property. Staying on property isn't just about a place to sleep. It's about enhancing your entire Disney experience, between the convenience of transportation to the extra magical touches that come with each and every resort. There are so many reasons why your vacation will feel so much more immersive and enchanting when you choose to stay in the heart of the Disney magic. If you're wondering what really makes staying at a Walt Disney Resort so special, we here have you covered. So, here, I'm going to paint a picture for you. If you are hesitant about staying on property, because there are so many more values and a cost benefit, will show you that staying off property is cheaper. And right now they've taken away a lot of the stupendous magic that was at Walt Disney World Resort. When you stayed on property, you got so much more before. So hear me out. There's a lot of discussion whether you want to stay on property or off property. But I want to set the stage for you. And hopefully, if that is what you want, this can help convince you to stay on property, okay? So imagine waking up to Disney music and Mickey Mouse saying, "Oh, good morning, it's time to get up," in a warm, welcoming atmosphere that is full of Disney charm and theme, and it sets the tone for a full adventure. You don't just get access to a hotel room, you get to be a part of the Disney experience from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. From exclusive early park access to Disney transportation that is literally all magic, taking you straight into the action, to the fact that when you stay at the resort, you get the chance to eat a Mickey waffle each and every single day, to cast members, and that's if you choose, to cast members just delighting you and being there to help you when needed. Each moment at a Disney resort feels like a continuation of every adventure, every magical moment, every faith, trust, and pixie dust that is there within the parks, but you brought it back with you. It's the added convenience, it's the seamless experience, and it's the thoughtful details and wonderful theming in each and every single resort and backstory that truly set the tone for a Disney resort magic and setting it apart from any other hotel. And the best part about all of that, it's all about the convenient location. The incredible perks, like I said, about extra theme park entry and extra theme park hours, to immersive theming, whether you want to see, for instance, you stay at Art of Animation and you are in the Cars land and you and your family or your kiddo, you love Cars, and you wake up and you see that and you're with your kid and you're like, and they lose it because there's Lightning McQueen right there. There's Lightning McQueen in your room. Or if you want to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge and you have always dreamed of waking up on a savannah and seeing the animals, you open your balcony door and there are the zebras and the giraffes. Been there, done that. I absolutely love it. Or you wake up at the Grand Floridian and you can see Magic Kingdom. All of it is there just to make your vacation the next level it could possibly be. And you are engulfed in that Disney bubble and you can leave all your cares behind. Whether you're visiting the parks, enjoying a relaxing day by the pool, or soaking in the iconic Disney atmosphere, staying on Walt Disney World property provides countless magical benefit. These perks are worth every bit of the experience and ensure that from the moment you arrive to the moment you check out, the magic stays with you. So I hope that kind of give you a description of why you want to stay on Disney World property, among other reasons we're going to get into. So without further ado, let's dive into our Hey Disney Top 10, the top 10 perks of staying on Walt Disney World property, in hopes to help this make your trip even more magical. Our very first Hey Disney Top 10 reason why you want to stay on Walt Disney World property and why it is a benefit is the complimentary transportation within Walt Disney World property. So one of the greatest perks of staying in Walt Disney World is the complimentary transportation to get you around Walt Disney World property. With easy access to buses, monorails, Skyliners, gondolas, water taxis, you name it, you can seamlessly go between all the parks, all the resorts, Disney Springs, and beyond. It really does take the stress out of planning your transportation, worrying about your vehicle if you drove or you rented one, and it allows you to relax and enjoy your day without worrying about, like I said, driving, parking, paying for parking, where did you park your car, what did you do, or even navigating unfamiliar routes, booking Ubers, Lyfts, taxis, whatever have you. The best part, it's all a part of the Disney experience, so you're always right there in the magic. I will note that complimentary transportation used to extend with the Disney's Magical Express, and that was the complimentary transportation that took you from the MCO, so the Orlando Airport, to the resort, and you went to your resort. Now, it is provided for Mears Connect. You do have to pay for it and book through Mears, so it is not included. That is why we are not discussing it here. I do miss that perk, and it was amazing, but just noting, you can have transportation from the airport, but it is not complimentary. This is only about once you are on Walt Disney World property. So I recommend staying on property to get the complimentary transportation perk, because when you're on site, you don't have to deal about the hassle with renting a car. Yes, your hotel room might be at an extra added cost, or the Mears Connect to Walt Disney World will be an extra added cost, but you save quite a bit on renting a car and paying for parking just in the parks alone each day. Resort guests can park their car at Walt Disney World Resorts for free and then go to the parks for free, so it is included. However, if you were staying off property, for instance, you drove to the park every day and parked your car and you went to all 4 parks, I believe parking is up to $30. I have an annual pass, so I don't pay for parking as it's included. That is $30 times 4, it's $120. Our last trip, our rental car alone was $400 for a week. So right now I'm at $520, and that's US. I'm Canadian. Factor the exchange rate in, and it's silly. So adding that to the total of your cost for the hotel, I think the on-site transportation really does add an extra added bonus. The convenience of having it is a huge saver in terms of getting places, saving financially, especially if you have little ones, people with mobility issues in your party, or if you just don't want to do anything, you want it to be an all-inclusive. So when you're trying to squeeze in as many park experiences and as many resort experiences as possible, you don't even have to worry about going back to the parking lot. Have you ever tried to park hop with a car? It is so difficult. There are so many better ways to do it. You can take the monorail from Magic Kingdom to Epcot. Take the Skyliner from Epcot to Hollywood Studios. Take a bus from Hollywood Studios to Animal Kingdom. That's probably not your ideal way to go, but do you know what I mean? Whereas if you have to go, get your car, park your car, remember where you parked, then go into the park, go back to the parking lot, it takes a while. So that is one of the reasons why I truly do enjoy the complimentary transportation within Disney World property. Getting around is effortless with Walt Disney World transportation. Interior, transportation methods. It makes it very easy to go from park to resort to Disney Springs without a second thought. You just know where you're going, find the bus, find the Skyliner, whatever it is, it takes you there in minutes. It's also an experience in your own. Getting on the Disney bus and it's very, very magical. I'm terrified of the Skyliner. I've ridden it once. That was the first time. I did it 2 weeks ago. I was petrified. I'm afraid of heights and anything that swings. It is terrifying, but it really is an experience. For me, it's terrifying. For nobody else, I'm sure it's not. If you're on the waterways, it's really pretty. And like I said, that makes for a wonderful experiences. Or honestly, if you're just walking, it's really well connected. Not Magic Kingdom to the rest of it, because of the whole story there about Walt wanting it to be apart. But everything else, for instance, going from Hollywood Studios to Epcot, you can walk it. It's a really nice walk. I really enjoy it. So all of that to say, definitely stay on property for that complimentary transportation. Yes, I did just highlight all of those, and any guest can use the Disney buses. You just have to go back and get your car. But I do want to say those take away any stress you may have, and I think it is a highlight of why you should stay on Disney World property. Number 2 is early theme park entry. So as a Walt Disney World Resort guest, you get to experience early theme park entry, which lets you enter the park 30 minutes before official open time. Before you ask me, yes, this used to be an hour. So they did cut back 30 minutes when they shut down in 2020, but we're now at 30 minutes, okay? So resort guests get in 30 minutes before. It does give you a major jumpstart on the day, allowing you to maximize the most of your visit for many popular attractions, or honestly just going to get coffee before any of the crowds for the day guests arrive. That means less waiting in line, less money spent if you're not going to get Genie. It's not Genie Plus anymore. What am I saying? It's Lightning Lane. Less money spent on either single pass or multi-pass if you're rope dropping those. It is just more time enjoying your favorite attractions, your favorite shows, and your time with your family. I recommend you stay on property to allow yourself to have that early access to maximize your park time, especially with those headliner attractions. Think Flight of Passage, because that can get up to a 2-hour wait. You rope drop that as a resort guest. You're on it before other day guests get in there. You didn't even have to pay $10 to $15 a person for that, to ride that attraction with a low wait. For instance, that's just my example. So you have more of your day to kind of go enjoy and relax. Some people knock out these smaller attractions, for instance, with those. So they do, for instance, I'm not sure, like I'm just making this up. I'm going to stick with Animal Kingdom. They go do Navi River, then head over to Everest. It's a zigzag. Then head over to Dinosaur, since that's still open. You did all those right during and after park opening. That's the worst zigzag pattern you could have done, but I'm giving examples here. It allows you to knock out most of your day, and the rest of your day can be spent doing whatever else you want. So as a resort guest, you get that exclusive access to that 30 minutes before, and only you. Day guests or annual pass holders who do not stay on property, like myself, don't actually get that. So it sets you up for an incredible park experience with minimal crowds and maximum fun, and that is why it had to be a perk to staying on Walt Disney World property. Our third here is extended evening hours. So staying at a deluxe resort, yes, that comes with one hefty price tags or any deluxe villa, but staying here does unlock an on-property perk, which is extended evening hour benefits. So it gives you extra time on the parks for select nights. If you're a deluxe resort guest or deluxe villa guest only, you usually get on designated park days, I think it is 2 hours of the park to yourself. How do they know you're staying at a deluxe resort? Well, a cast member will scan your magic band before entering an attraction or a specific land to ensure that you are a deluxe resort guest. If you are not, you are asked not to come in here, so on and so forth, and you have to exit the park. So be respectful of that. Don't argue with a cast member if you're not a deluxe resort guest. But you basically get the hard-ticketed after-hours events to yourself on those nights, minus the free snacks. So you get to ride all of those attractions with fellow resort guests that are of the deluxe resorts. So if you are looking for that and you're a night owl, for instance, even consider a split stay to do a deluxe resort to get the parks that you want to. Check online, see the times that are available for that. So you can make sure to maximize your time within a park. In a park like Magic Kingdom, I think that is awesome. Or Hollywood Studios, those are awesome uses of your time because you're able to enjoy it. Additionally, if you don't want to do the hassle of Guardians, for instance, of paying for that, and Epcot, you're staying at a deluxe resort, Epcot, you can join the virtual queue for 6 p.m., enjoy the rest of your day. Let's say you're staying at the beach club, enjoy the pool, and go to Epcot in the evening. These are just examples. You do not have to do exactly what I say, but I think it is an excellent way to have the park to yourself, have a lot fewer crowds, and a wonderful, unique opportunity to experience your favorite attractions in a much more relaxed atmosphere. Sometimes you get more than 2 hours in the park, because let's say it closes for, I think it is 2 hours, but I think I've seen it at 3. I may be crazy. And it may be because the park was open until 11 and then deluxe resort guests got 11 to 1 a.m. Like, think about if you were that. Don't do this unless you're crazy. But you went for opening for 8 a.m. kind of thing. The park opened at 9. You were in the park for 8. Rope drop happened for resort guests at 8:30. You stayed all the way to 1 a.m. The next day, you did it. You got the most out of that park experience. That usually happens at Magic Kingdom, everybody, because that stays open later. I'm just using that as an example overall, but I hope that painted a picture, because extended evening hours for those deluxe guests are a perfect opportunity to experience that magic after the day guests or anybody who is not staying in a deluxe resort and they go back to their hotel rooms or home. It's a great way to check off those rides you may have missed during the day. Now, if you're staying at that deluxe resort or deluxe villa, you get this. However, if you're not, for instance, staying at that, and you're not a night owl, it's not worth it for you. Stay at a moderate and save yourself some money. Or if you're going during the time and you only want to do it once, maybe use that funds to go to a hard-ticketed event. So If you're looking for more time in the park, most certainly check out the deluxe resorts to get those extended hours, because it is an incredible perk for those night owls who want to do a little bit more extra magic within the parks. Fourth on our list is the dining reservation priorities. So one of the best perks about staying on Walt Disney World property is having priority access to dining reservations. You can actually book dining reservations for the duration of your stay. So if you check in, for instance, you can do it 60 days before the check-in day. If you check in on, let's say, the 1st of March, you have a 2-week stay. You can make dining reservations all the way for the 2 weeks. Whereas if I am staying off property and I'm still going March 1st, I can only make it for March 1st. So you have access to that 14-day, in that example, that 14-day period where no other guests, other than the ones that are staying on resort property, on the 14th of March, again, making this up, all there, you get that access. You are going to get the most coveted dining experiences at the most coveted time. So you can do this all within, like I said, the day of your resort check-in date, ensuring you get those spots at the restaurants not only you want to go, but that are coveted. The Disney dining is a major part of the kind of lore and atmosphere of Walt Disney World, whether it's character dining, coveted restaurants, signature dining, what have it be. It helps you to be able to get those reservations that you want to. As a pro tip, when you're staying on property and you have this access using that March 1st check-in, you staying for 14 days, you have all the way to the 14th, I suggest you go to the 14th first, make dining reservations, and work your way back, because only you and anybody else staying on the 14th that are checking in on March 1st are going to have access to that. So that will give you the most coveted dining reservations. So fun spots like Be Our Guest or Cinderella's Royal Table, for those times you want to be there, those are there. So only you're going to get access to that. Myself, who stays off property as an annual pass holder, does not get it. So staying on property gives you that booking advantage over somebody like myself, who is even an annual pass holder, like I said, who likes to stay off Walt Disney World property, and you're able to get those hard to book reservations at the best times that everybody wants. So with your priority booking window, you can plan your dining with ease and visit a variety of restaurants that are Disney exclusive that you want to experience, without the stress and the competition of getting those other ones when they open up to the general public 60 days in advance of that day, for instance. So I highly recommend, if that's something you want, you stay on Walt Disney World property so that you can book your priority dining. Number 5 on our list is complimentary parking at theme parks. So you know how I said about parking earlier and transportation? Well, you as a resort guest receive free parking at all Disney World theme parks. And that saves you, like I said, I think it's about $30 right now per day. It's huge. If you are saving that amount of money, like I said, giving that 4-park example, if you are spending $30 per day on parking, that's $120 for your trip. Staying on a Walt Disney World resort gets you to mitigate that. Now, if you are an annual pass holder staying off property, or if you live within the Orlando area, yeah, you don't have to pay for parking because that is included in your annual pass, which I think saves money in itself so many times, especially staying off property and being an annual pass holder. But if you are a resort guest, I think this is one of the best perks. So it saves time and money. Because you get Disney complimentary transportation, yes, they say give it about an hour and a half for that complimentary transportation to get to wherever you're going. And I have seen it take an hour and a half to go wherever I need to go when I stay on a Walt Disney World property. However, when you are spending a long day in the park and spending a week there with your family, the last thing you want to do is shell out another $120, for instance, if you're going to the parks for 4 days when you're there. That $120, I'm sure, can be used on souvenirs, on upgrading your hotel room for a split stay, anything like that. It can also just be saved. Honestly, with things going up in price so much more, you don't have to worry about the added fees of parking because it's complimentary to your hotel and complimentary to the parks. So I recommend, if that is something you're looking for and you want to drive around the area, highly check out Walt Disney World's resorts, even if you want to stay at the lowest end. So the value resorts at the cheapest, which is the all-star resorts. I've seen rates, this is a tangent, but I've seen rates at, let's say, $120 on an off-peak season for just a normal hotel room. You get your hotel room and parking's included. Well, you can't, sometimes, depending on the offer, depending on the deal, the time of year, you can't beat some hotels when you have to rent a car, or even if you're taking an Uber or Lyft or whatever, you sometimes can't beat that price. So I highly recommend you check this out, because the complimentary parking aspect is amazing. It also eliminates the crowded hassle of parking, right? So you can drive yourself to the park, or going back to that complimentary transportation, it's even better. The complimentary parking at theme parks and at the resorts makes it a great perk if you are driving to the resorts and then driving to the park that day, or if you rent a car during your stay and you want to drive it. I say it is excellent. Honestly, a wonderful perk. 6th on our list for our Hey Disney top 10 benefits of staying on Walt Disney World property is the proximity to the park. Staying on property means that you're just a stone's throw away from the Disney park magic. Many Disney resorts actually offer walking access to Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. You cannot walk from Animal Kingdom Lodge to Animal Kingdom because the animals live in between, and I don't think you want to walk through all of that. But I think it would be great if you could walk, or if there's like a little trail, but hey, for safety's sake and everybody's sake, it's not there. And that is okay. I think the convenience of being so close to the parks is unbeatable, especially if you are going for those extra magic morning hours where you're getting to the park at 8:30 in the morning and you're staying, let's say, at the beach club. You literally walk through the International Gateway, 8:30 access, bang, bang, boom, you're in. If you're in the Contemporary and you are walking over to the Magic Kingdom, bang, bang, boom, you are in. My personal favorite is if you are there on a party, a Christmas party or a Halloween party, and you are at the Grand Floridian, the Contemporary, or a Polynesian resort, you can walk. Literally there in 15 minutes, you are done in your hotel room. For those of us who stay off property, for instance, we have the 15-minute ride on the monorail, or sometimes 20 if it's crowded. I'm using this, let's say you are done your party night or just your night at 11 o'clock at night. You get that lovely 20 minutes there. It is now 11:20, 11:30. You walk to your car, you find your car, you're very tired. So now it's like 11:40 by the time you leave. Then you got another, let's say 20 to 30 minute drive to get back into your hotel, your resort. By the time you get to your room, it is past midnight. So all of this to say, if you're staying on property and you're going to a party, for instance, this is just an example, you could have been in your hotel room at 11:15 and I'm still trying to get on the monorail. So the proximity to the parks is excellent because it gives the convenience of being so close, and it is unbeatable. That is one thing in staying off property that I really do miss. Whether you're hopping over to Epcot for breakfast and then leaving, heading straight into Magic Kingdoms for fireworks, like let's say you just spent your whole day there, but then you want to come back for fireworks, proximity makes everything easier. Again, giving that Magic Kingdom fireworks example, you're staying at the Contemporary, you're like, I want to go over. All right, I'm going to walk over and be ready for Happily Ever After. I got left 20 minutes ahead of time. We're good. I would have had to leave an hour and a half ahead of time staying off property to get in, get through security, etc., etc. So your proximity to the magic and having that park access is unbeatable. When you're staying on Walt Disney World property, you're right in the heart of the magic. It's so much easier to return to your resort after a quick break or a meal before heading back to the parks. If you're somebody who likes to take a midday break, I highly suggest you stay on Walt Disney World property. It is so much easier to take a midday break from the parks and then going back to your resort. The transportation and being so close makes it so much easier and to fit into your schedule. Whereas you're staying on off property, you're gonna take a lot more time, and it's not wasted, but it just takes up so much more time. Plus, if you want to walk to the parks, the distance there is easily headed, and then you can leave and go to the pool. Like, do you know what I mean? Without the stress of transportation and being so close, you get so much more time to enjoy the magic, and that is why I highly recommend you stay on property if you're looking to be close to the parks. Our 7th perk of staying on property is themed accommodations. So Walt Disney World offers immersively themed accommodations. Immersively. Is that a word? Well, it is now. Okay. It's very immersive, needless to say. And it brings your favorite Walt Disney World resorts and then your favorite Disney stories. It all brings them to life. And these characters are right there. Like I said about Lightning McQueen earlier at Art of Animation. I think that the theming adds an extra layer of magic to your stay, whether you're surrounded by the African savanna at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge and seeing all those animals, the zebras, the giraffes, everything is right there, as well as walking into the lobby. The lobby there is beautiful. You are immediately immersed, and then it carries through into the rooms, into the restaurants. Excellent. Or if you're expecting to go to Art of Animation and you see, for instance, you book the Cars room in the family suite, the Cars, like I said earlier, Lightning McQueen. If you booked the Little Mermaid and you love the Little Mermaid, there's a huge Ariel right there. The pools at Art of Animation, again, just examples. There's a Nemo pool. You can hear little sounds in it. If that is what you like, you are immersed in that theming, and it is excellently done. I give Disney this. Their theming for all of their resorts is top notch, and it continues from the moment you step in to the moment you go to their room, to the moment you go to the restaurant, to the moment you step off property. It is all themed. It is excellently done. Disney resorts are designed to fully immerse you into the Disney magic. You leave the rest of the world and you are immersed in whatever theming you have booked. It is part of the adventure, and it makes for an unforgettable part of your vacation, truly. You're not just staying at a hotel. You are living within a Disney story, even if it is not a classic Disney story. For instance, like Coronado Springs isn't a classic Disney story, but the theming there is so excellently done that it comes through, and you are living in that themed area for that time period you're there. Whether you are in the Princess Suites at Port Orleans, and you're living in like your princessy dreams. If you were a kid like me and you always wanted princess bedding, I was not allowed to have that. Or princess wallpaper, it is in there. Whether you see that Little Mermaid themed room at Caribbean Beach, whatever it is, you are living within that, and you are living in that theming, and I think it is so well done. Disney's attention to detail is unparalleled. And I highly recommend, if you are looking to be immersed in a theme, whether it fits your family's needs or wants, Disney does this so well. And that is an incredible perk and memory to last a lifetime, and why you should stay on property. Our 8th here is complimentary resort entertainment. So Walt Disney World Resort offers something very fun, and that is complimentary entertainment. So it includes movies under the stars, campfires, and poolside games. So again, I like to stay off property. We do not get this usually in complimentary fashion. Sometimes you will have a complimentary option. So we like to stay, I've said this many times, I will boast about it. It's a great place to stay. Reunion Resort. It's located outside of Disney, but it's not even far from it at all. Nothing there is complimentary. You have to pay for all the little extra things. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 things be complimentary, but it's all at an additional fee. Now, at Walt Disney World, everything in like Movie Under the Stars, complimentary. Campfires, complimentary. Poolside games, complimentary. And those are just things to name a few. Yes, they have tie-dye shirts. You do have to pay for them. Things like that, like if you're taking them home. But those things are complimentary, and they're a great way just to enjoy your resort. After a long day in the park, it is great to unwind with a cozy outdoor movie. My favorite's when they play High School Musical. It's been there. I have sat as a non-resort guest. They don't get mad. They just let you join for a few minutes. It's really nice. Or participate in fun activities like marshmallow roasting by a campfire. It is amazing. Disney does this complimentary entertainment well. So if you are looking for something outside of the park, something to enjoy at your resort other than just pool, resort, go, like things like that, look at the complimentary offerings, because these are incredibly family friendly, easily accessible, and you don't have to leave your resort to enjoy magic. It is a great way to relax and something very fun and memorable while having that still touch of Disney. It is a great way to spend quality time with your loved ones, and I really do like these. The convenience of having the resort activities that are complimentary right outside your room gives that additional magical moment without really needing to leave the resort, and you actually can go check out other resorts' complimentary entertainment. There's nothing that says you can't. So if you see something on a board when you're visiting, for instance, for a breakfast reservation, you see the list of activities for the night, you want to go for it. Being at Walt Disney Resort provides you those complimentary resort entertainment, and I think this is a really great perk that not a lot of people discuss because it's overshadowed about going to the park so much, that you really should check this out when you are on property, and it is a wonderful bonus. Coming in at number 9 on our list is access to early Disney Lightning Lane purchasing and planning. So this is a huge perk because Walt Disney World Resort offers guests early access to book their either multi-pass Lightning Lane or single pass Lightning Lane reservations to ensure you are getting a head start to secure your spot on the most popular and coveted attractions for you and your family or travel party, whoever you're going with. So I love this as a perk because it allows you to secure your Lightning reservation 7 days before your check-in date for the duration of your check-in date for X amount of days. So you reduce the wait times of being like, okay, well, then I gotta get up. So remember going back to that dining experience like we were talking about. And we do have a whole video. We have a Hey Disney Give Me a Review and top 10 Lightning Lanes where we discuss booking and the whole process on that. So I won't get into it. Go check out those videos or podcasts. if you are interested in learning more about them and hearing a review on Lightning Lane itself. However, okay, we got that aside. I will note that having that 7-day in advance window, so the day you check in, not even your park day, the day you check in, let's go back to that March 1st example. If you were going from March 1st to March 14th, you have access from check-in date of March 1st to plan all of your Lightning Lanes, whether they be multi-pass or single pass, compared to me, an annual pass holder who is not staying on property, for instance, who just plans on going on March 2nd. So you are 7 days in advance. You booked your Lightning Lanes. What would 7 days be in advance to March 1st would be February 22nd. I have to wait for 3 days ahead of March 2nd. So you already had a jump start on me and got the Lightning Lanes there. If you're listening to this and you're staying off property, don't fear. Disney replenishes Lightning Lanes. I haven't seen kind of a lag. I've seen later times, so you're not getting those coveted times, but I haven't seen a lag 3 days in advance if you're booking at 7 a.m. But again, and that's 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So sorry. If you are into that, if you need to book those Lightning Lanes because you are not doing Premier Pass, which again, I think is crazy pricing, but okay. If you are doing that and you are booking your multi-pass or single pass, you can plan them all out 7 days in advance and never have to worry. If my trip was 14 days long, for instance, I would have to wake up at 7 a.m. 3 days before my trip and plan out mine and my party's Lightning Lanes, let's say while I'm on property. On February 22nd, using this example that we were having about the March 1st check-in, you're staying till the 14th, and you were staying and going to Walt Disney World until March 14th, and you had a park ticket till then. Good for you. Invest in an annual pass at this point. But if you were going on March 14th and you checked in on the 1st, you were booking February 22nd. My friends, and I'm staying off property but still going for the same amount of time, I am doing my Lightning Lane while I am in my vacation mode at 7 a.m., 3 days in advance, which is March 11th, okay? I think it's either March 11th or 12th because I have to think about the 3 days in advance when I do it. So look how much of a time jump you had on that. So having access for those early planning stages means not only do you get those coveted times and attractions, but you're also able to enjoy the most of your day. For instance, when you get to the park, everything is planned like old Fast Pass was, and you can keep going. If you're staying off property, you don't get that option. You are continuing to do it while you're in the parks. So that is something I have to admit is an excellent perk to staying on property. So I recommend if that is something you are looking at, stay on property to guarantee you get this over advantage for Lightning Lane, setting you apart in priority access to everybody else when you're booking it. So it is definitely a perk of staying on Walt Disney World property, and I could not recommend to stay on Walt Disney World property more if that is something you need. Our last one here is the immersive Disney magic and cast member magic. We cannot go without the immersive Disney magic and cast member magic that happens when you stay at Walt Disney World Resort. Because staying on Walt Disney World property means you're surrounded by the immersive Disney magic 24/7 between the themed rooms, magical touches, and so much more from cast members. It is all throughout the resort. I love the attention to detail and amazing service that Disney cast members provide and are able to make for magical moments that are truly above and beyond this experience. You are always surrounded by the Disney charm, friendly faces, and excellent cast members who can help you if you need, who go out of their way to be there for you on your vacation day, and they create a constant sense of wonder, magic, and enjoyment. I recommend that if you're staying on Walt Disney World property and want that constant magic, want that constant cast member experience and joy, it comes firsthand out of staying at a resort. Cast members go out of their way, like I said, to make wonderful vacations. I'm not talking about getting pixie dusted or magical moments. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking about the fact that they're there and they're doing their best. They make a great experience when they just have a smile on their face and they're there to be happy to check you in, to answer any questions, to serve you your drinks, your food, whatever it is when you're staying on property. And it makes the resort that much better. Their experience and their happiness and their kindness and the way that they use I think it is 5 keys now of cast member service really make for a great experience. And it puts you not only in a Disney spirit, but it just gives you that joy and makes you immerse in that Disney joy because they're making those moments for you and you're having fun. You don't even care what's going on in the world around you. You're there in Disney and having the best time. And if something goes wrong, a cast member's there. If something goes right, a cast member's there. So no better way to enjoy it. So I have to shout out the cast members because they truly do make the experience memorable, and that is a wonderful perk to being on property. Before we conclude, I'm going to give a kind of a shout out. Our last shout out is staying on property in 2025 gets you a free water park day on the day of your check-in. Now, it is a perk for a lot of people because this complimentary ticket provides access to one of the 2 Walt Disney World water parks, whichever one is open at the time, for you and your party, whoever is checked into that room on that day. For some people, it's not a perk because let's say you're not going in 2025, so you may miss it if they don't extend it. Another thing is you may fly in or drive in late, so it's completely out of kind of prospect. So that's why I didn't include it as a perk, but I will note that Disney is giving complimentary water park tickets for the day of your check-in. We also have a whole video on how to obtain this and a whole podcast on that as well on our YouTube channel and on our blog. So we go more into detail there on how to take the most advantage of it through like split stays, through staying at a different resort off property the day before, like the hotel and MCO, things like that. But I do want to point that out as kind of an honorable mention, just a little thing for you to know. Another great perk in 2025 is that Walt Disney World is providing free or complimentary water park tickets for your entire party that's in that room on check-in day. And I think that in itself, if you wanted to check out the resort, is a wonderful perk. All right, we did it. We made it through our Hey Disney Top 10 perks of staying on Walt Disney World property and the benefit that comes with it. We all know that staying on Walt Disney World property offers more joy, more everything than just a place to rest your head. It immerses you in the magic 24/7. For moments when you step onto a Walt Disney World resort, you are surrounded by Disney theming, world-class service, and exclusive perks that make the moments unforgettable. Whether it's the convenience of complimentary transportation to the park, early access to attractions, or booking dining or lightning lanes, even just immersing yourself in the resort experience. Staying on property at Walt Disney World adds a whole new level of excitement for your vacation. From themed accommodations to special events and activities available only to resort guests, every detail is designed to keep the Disney magic alive throughout your stay and is unparalleled compared to staying anywhere else. With that, I want to know, what is your favorite perk of staying at Walt Disney World Resorts? What have you thought was non-negotiable and this is why you have to stay there? What is something you want to do when staying at the resorts? Please let us know. Share your thoughts with us either on this podcast, YouTube, on our Instagram, which is at Happily Adventures After, on our corresponding blog post. Send us an email, whatever it is. Our links for email, the blog, Instagram is all down in the YouTube podcast description or our notes. So please share them with us, follow along because we love having you. It has been so much fun to be able to give you our Hey Disney top 10 perks and benefits of staying at Walt Disney World Resort property during your vacation. And I want to know what yours are. Thank you for allowing us here at Happily Adventures After to share ours. Okay, that's it. I went through our top 10 perks. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day. Again, my name is London. I'm so happy to share this with you, and I will see you real soon. Bye-bye.